Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Talking Skritt. I'm your host John, better known as Deo around Yak's Bend, and we have a fantastic show for you. Halloween is here, Guild Wars 2 swag, and oh yeah, Guild Wars 2 Heart of Thorns launched Friday. And helping me get right into it, a moderator of an MMO champion, between all the chaos, Theory Man. Say hello to Jim. Oh, that's the 4-box. The movie I grabbed was Chaos Theory. Just so you know. Just let you know.
I'm laughing at your mess up.
Yeah.
Hi, everybody.
And a writer for Game Breaker and a mod over at MMO Champion, doing things the correct way wrongly. Whoa. For a sec, I had to look over. I was like, did I just go to the right camera?
I did that to see what your reaction would be.
I was like,
You
okay.
do know that was backwards for everybody
Yeah,
to see,
I know.
right? Okay.
So that was Robin.
Hi.
And a writer for Game Breaker, the answer to the age-old question, why can't there be more hours in the day so I can play HoT? Say hello to Age.
There really needs more hours in the day. I've had limited sleep. I
Seconded.
am so hyped for this.
Everybody got shirts.
I need more game.
Why has everybody got shirts and apparently
I have
cards?
Some are like true.
I have 6 Heart of Thorns
That's
shirts.
all I got. It's the
Six
wrong
hard-
game.
I think I got an old shirt from A&E
mean,
Outfitters.
3 of them are the same, but, you know, I have
And then
6
one of them is
individual
one you
shirts.
can't talk about.
Well, no, I have 3 that are individual and different and special. in
I
their
like
own
how we're
ways.
talking about shirts right now when Heart of Thorns literally just dropped a day ago.
It's what the shirts are about.
And everybody's just like, yeah, wait, why are you talking about shirts? What?
Okay.
This is a fashion show.
Well,
Okay.
I'm looking at bullet point 1, and I'm just like, okay, let's get this over with.
Well, you know, that's kind of the culmination of all of it. But yeah, Heart of Thorns launched literally a day ago if you're watching this live. It was Friday, and honestly, a lot of people have praised them. A lot of people are saying it's been like the smoothest launch for an MMO expansion-wise or anything. Like, I mean, have you guys had any massive hiccups, and including chat? Like,
I've not had massive hiccups. I've had problems here and there where the game will randomly crash for no apparent reason, which is mostly just annoying in story instances, but then, you know, you go back in and do it again. I know there were some people who had problems where they tried to get back in their story instance and then they couldn't, like, progress. It bugged after they crashed. But it seems like they've gotten those taken care of, and I haven't had anything massive.
Yeah.
I have seen literally nothing that is different from any other major patch that has ever happened in the game.
I
and even
just had
chat's.
one
Oh, go ahead.
crash.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was saying one crash. I only had one crash too, and I found a bug where if you allocated points into your elite spec for in PvP lobby, you wouldn't get the reward track, but they fixed that as of this morning. So
Nice.
that's good.
Yeah, I was gonna say I saw some of the. I remembered literally today to look at some of the PvP reward tracks. Like,
Mhm.
So what we're saying here is, as far as we can tell, it's edge cases, little things that we have no idea what might have been happening, but, you know, they have the metrics for it in their logs, so...
yeah, and for an MMO launch, like we're reading chat, and
Oh,
it seems like a couple people had one crash as well. Go ahead.
There was a bug. This is a funny bug. There was a bug on the first day during the day where people got up to the Wyvern fight to do it, and except for, you know, he's on a platform, he's supposed to be up there, and that's where you fight him. Except for he was like under the platform, and there were like holes in the planks of the platform, so it was like he was looking through the platform at people, going, no.
Okay, that's actually more creepy. Like
Wow.
he's just like, hello. Everybody's just sticking their swords in like the planks.
Yeah. I was like, that's the best bug ever. I wish it was still like that. I wanted to see it.
That's funny.
I would
Yeah.
love to, like, someone be like, so what do you think, Colin, about this bug? He's like, working as intended. They're like, wait, what? Like, you didn't think we were showing you everything about in the beta, right? Like,
Yeah. Which, by the way, for the story that I have, there have been conversations that happened during it, even the parts that we've already done that weren't there during the betas, which
Hmm.
2 thumbs up on my part. I love that. It's fantastic.
And yeah, I mean, and yeah, there's bugs with everything, but I think overall it's been like one of the more smooth launches. And I forgot to take off the pre-show tag.
Yep, there we go.
Luckily, I looked at your head.
Joy.
But yeah, there's some things that people are trying to find problems with. And
Oh, God.
a lot of stuff. I mean, is there anything that you guys have disliked? I mean,
The only thing I can think of that is weird at the moment is a problem that my wife was having while playing her ranger. She's been having this problem, and I think it's just the auto targeting being weird, but she'll have something selected and she will shoot at something completely not
Yeah.
what she had targeted.
That's been a problem for a while. Like, I have that issue often, and I can't figure out what causes it or why or what, but
I don't know.
say,
I can only think it's some kind of bug with the auto targeting, but that's about it.
I'm starting
That's
to
the
wonder
only
if I'm
issue
screen
there.
sharing with Twitch chat here because they literally nailed it on the point there.
You
Yeah,
get,
we're
you
talking.
get one internet point, Carnifex.
Yeah, we're basically talking about a lot of the people, and some have compiled a pretty detailed list, but it seems like it's the general consensus of what these people are complaining about. And we can just basically go through some of them. And basically, it's going back to the whole idea of, the MMO manifesto they put out at launch, 3 years ago now.
Yeah.
And before that, because it was kind of a PR
Right.
thing, so they talk about a no grind philosophy, and everybody just uses that as the phrase.
That's the plank with which everybody beats up ArenaNet.
Yeah, and it's like I think if you watch past shows, and funny enough, I think I made a joke about it last week about the action camera. I said Guild Wars 2 would make a horrible first-person shooter. It's but here we go, action
Guess what?
cameras.
It's a first-person shooter.
Yeah, but
You don't have to use it in first person.
yeah, well, you could. But basically, no. I think what their stance on a no grind philosophy is, you don't have to do it. It's not requiring you to at the very first to get into Heart of Thorns area. You need to have tier 5 mastery of this. No, it's as you're playing the game, it's progressing you through. And I mean, so far I haven't seen anything unreasonable unless I'm trying to run through the whole map. I mean, if you're playing the game, you're probably going to hit more of that stuff somewhat more naturally.
I have never run into something that is required of me to repeat over and over and over and over again because of the way their experience and down leveling system works. Everything grants XP. If I get bored of a map while leveling, if I get bored of a map while trying to get materials, I can go to another map.
Mm-hmm.
If they're calling playing the game grinding, there's no pleasing them then.
Yeah.
Because then they don't want to play the game.
The problem is what is a grind? Because sometimes people seem to think doing any activity they don't particularly want to do is what a grind is, which it isn't. It just means doing something over and 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 over again. That's what a grind is. So yeah, people are on crack. Like, the problem is also they have to give us goals. Like, you have to have something to work for. Like, there's plenty of things you can work for. None of them are required for just being able to play. They might be required to do, like, certain things you want to do, but that is what having a goal is about. You do things to get there. Like,
MMO locusts. I like that, Carnifex.
Locust.
Yeah.
For the recording, I think those people who are complaining are the typical MMO locusts who just want to speed through content, complain there is no endgame, and then leave.
Yeah, I think that's one of my number one annoyances with people complaining about MMOs often is they go through all the content as fast as possible and then complain that there's nothing to do. And it's like,
And I
because of
mean,
what you did.
to be fair, I remember when they announced when they announced the expansion, when they announced all this stuff coming out, and we had more and more people come back, and people would always hop on their 80 characters and be like, so what do I do? Or it's like, oh, I can actually, I'm still able to play kind of where I left off, not like, oh, you're horrible, we're all in tier 87 gear, what, you're only in tier 4.
You can't play with us, you're too far behind.
Yeah, it's so, and then some people start a new character, it's like, don't rush, but I mean, it is the mentality of MMO gamers because of how MMOs have been.
Yeah. I've personally just been running around maps and just exploring all places. I haven't really been doing events. I've just done events if they were close by and they're quick to finish.
These maps are huge.
Very huge. And I've just been doing story and
just running around. I've been repeating it in my head. I've been saying it in chat. It's just when people were worried that there wasn't much map.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's what I'm saying. Even just running around on the surface level of the maps, there's so much, and I haven't quite gotten my head around how all of it works together. But then you have the canopy, and then I actually glided down to the very bottom one time, and it's very creepy down there, by the way. But getting a hang on of how all of this is together in one place and works, it's a lot of stuff. It's going to take a while to figure out where everything is and how to get to everything, and that's awesome.
Yeah, that's one of those things. It's I didn't really... I know in the beta they had that one area when you opened up to the north in Verdant Brink, and you could go under, and there was a mastery point there. Mm-hmm. But today I found a group that was doing some of the group challenge, hero challenges, and at that one, for that orb, mastery orb, it was oh, it's underneath, nothing there. But this, the hero mastery, or the hero point, sorry, there's a lot of collectibles now.
Yeah.
It was literally flying down. There was this actual building structure. It's there's actually stuff on the very bottom mm-hmm. that it's amazing. And that's just one zone. I think that's what a lot of people weren't comprehending was in the beta. They're oh, these zones feel so small. But literally those two spots that they kept putting us in are one zone.
Yeah.
As I was walking through, I was like, hey, wait, this isn't in this zone. Oh, they're connected. That's right.
Yeah.
I kept comparing it to betas. That was very confusing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when we got the beta and it would put us in a different part and you're so is this new or just new of the same or how is this? It was very hard to get a perspective on where we were and how all of that was, but now that I've been to a few of the zones and gone to where the guild halls are and all of that, it's really interesting, and I really love how all of these zones are jungle, but they all feel very distinct and different, which is awesome.
It's impressive too from the map designers. It's really, I would say, difficult because I guess one of the easiest things that might have happened is just everything would just kind of blend together mm-hmm. because hey, it's a jungle, but no, everything feels really unique, that's good.
Now, if we look at some of the complaints people are having, these...
Do we have to?
Well, I like the one thing where they're saying, dungeons only have a third of the previous gold rewards, which we talked about last week on the show because of the economy stuff. Mm-hmm. And they say this is an excuse for ArenaNet to phase them out entirely. If you read the post, they kind of said, we want people to play it for the content, but we want people to focus on fractals and raids. So... yes, they are kind of trying to phase it out in the sense of not just doing it to get gold, print gold.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I think they're trying to get people out of dungeons in order to try and get a better idea of how people deal with the new challenges through fractals and raiding.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then they can go back and redo the dungeons.
Yeah.
And maybe use the dungeons as more storytelling, albeit semi-challenging storytelling, but storytelling. which I think would be a fantastic, like I said, when we talked about the dungeons, it would be a great way to do side quests aside from the main missions, or the main story quest. So.
Or what if they made those areas then explorable, since they're really practicing with the verticality of the maps, and then put the actual dungeons part of fractals? So maybe one of the paths, and maybe have to break up a couple of them, because some can tend to be longer. But yeah,
Fractal's more lucrative anyway. I mean,
Yeah, especially when you're doing the higher level ones.
Yep.
just do
But
those.
dungeons, you could get exotic berserker gear and just, do the whole cheese the AI bit and be done.
Yeah, I mean, the dungeons were better for like speed running and doing that stuff once a day to get your gold bonus from that. But I mean, they're taking that down because they want people to do the other things and the new stuff. So
Okay, if you're good in
that
Fractals.
too.
All right.
I'll say, did someone fall through the
I mean-
jungle? I heard it in the background.
They're going after you. You are
She,
worried about it.
she's playing a Sylvari, so Mordremoth is
Talking dirty to me.
Mordremoth, quote her, is talking dirty to her.
Oh,
Alrighty then. Wow.
I think this game won't be teen anymore. Yeah, and I agree with what chat's saying. Fractals are lucrative if you're good, but they're also complaining with fractals requiring fractal I don't like this requiring fractal mastery. People, I think I heard Friday night, someone already got to fractal 100 and beat it.
Yeah.
So if you're good, you don't need fractal mastery, because I don't think they got fractal all the way through fractal mastery is what I'm saying.
Well, they're saying is that you need the mastery to get full rewards out of it, which is valid, but oh my god, you have to do things to get things like hello. I don't want
Yeah.
to
Well,
again.
Just
But
comics.
that's the thing. They say to get full rewards. I remember looking at the fractal mastery. The one is you get a bonus chest.
Mm-hmm.
So you're getting the
Full
previous.
rewards. No. Full rewards means everything you possibly can get no matter what. It doesn't matter if it's bonus. You're entitled to it.
Oh no,
I want to hit up on that legendary one real quick.
because you're still getting the.
Hang on, we got to finish the fractal one first.
I know.
Age is raring to go on this.
You're still getting the full reward that you previously got. Now they're like, hey, here's a bonus chest. Oh no, now that's included. No.
It's bonus.
I know it's like it should be worded, to get the full benefit from it, not the full rewards, because that's just the bonus. It's a nice little
that
cherry on
mastery
top.
line. That mastery line is supposed to incentivize you to finish it in order to get more stuff.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's it. That's
And
it.
I'd say it very much does the point.
Yeah.
So the whole, buying keys to unlock chests stuff.
Buying keys to unlock chests.
But isn't
Apparently
that
there are boxes you get from fractals now that you need to
isn't
buy.
that all in game?
You
yeah.
spend 1 gold, you get 5 keys. If it was like Black Lion chests, then because they're comparing it in
That
the
would
Reddit
be
post.
a problem, yeah.
If they're comparing it in the Reddit post to TF2, and in Team Fortress 2 you do get crates, but you need to pay
Yeah,
money
Yeah.
to get the stuff to unlock the crates. This is in-game gold. So you lose 1 gold, which, let's face it, if you're running fractals and you really enjoy fractals, you get the gold for 5 keys, which you could very well get something that is worth a hell of a lot more than 1 gold out of it.
Yeah.
In fact, you probably will. So, oh my god, you have a tiny, tiny gold sink added.
Wait, I have to use the gold that I got from that fractal to put it back into it to get more stuff? This is ridiculous.
Shocking.
Table flip.
No, I'll probably bring it down the stream.
Well, you all saw how much stuff is on my desk, so I can't flip it. That would be a disaster.
There would be too much
Surprised it could be
shrapnel.
lifted.
So the fractal thing is ridiculous, especially since, like you said, you get crates, but you buy it with in-game gold. Now, if they were like it's only exclusive to the gem store, then that's.
That would be
But
something.
it's still even a hairy issue because you can convert gold to gems. But if they went that route, I think it would have been more of a headache.
Yeah.
So they didn't go that route, and that's good.
Well, then the gem cost for the keys would have to be so abysmally low to actually make it worthwhile to do the conversion. Then it like at that point that it's you look at it and it's like, why are they even worth gems anyway? Just make them worth gold.
Yeah.
So.
Let's talk about legendary since Age wanted to.
What's it about legendaries, Age?
So apparently, it's just gated behind at least 35 days of ascended materials, which kind of makes sense. It's a legendary weapon. Plus, you can do in parallel the other things you need for that legendary. I mean, I like the badges of honor if you need them and all that stuff. I mean, it works in a way that if you do the legendary precursor crafting, you can do things in parallel so that maybe in time you can have all the materials you need and the precursor stuff done. Maybe the precursor stuff done even faster.
I mean, and also, not to mention, I think the only thing that could technically gate you, if you're just considering yourself as an individual, is the crafting, the time gating on the ascended materials, like the damask, the wood, the Deldrum, the steel. But
yeah,
that's one a day. Yeah, sure, but you could also be doing other stuff to farm up money to just flat out buy the stuff while you're doing everything else, and then you could also craft it yourself, and shorten time immeasurably. But
the other thing that they said right from the beginning when they said they were putting precursor crafting in, and when they were talking about what they want to do with the new legendaries and all of that, is they didn't want to make it so that, oh, hey, look, I can craft precursor, woo! Like, they wanted it to be a journey. They wanted it to take time because it should matter. It should be a thing, and it should be what they say, oh, yeah, legendary journey. Like, it's a journey. You do things.
Let's just go crazy and break it down, because they do say the precursor isn't gated behind an RNG. It's just gated behind at least 35 days worth of ascended materials.
Which is fine.
Let me round it up. Okay, 2 months to get a precursor. Can someone make a video where someone's like, "Oh, it's gonna take me 2 months to get a precursor," and then cut to the guy like 4 months earlier going in the Mystic Forge going, "Shut up."
I have never gotten a precursor drop of any sort in this game.
Yeah, it's.
I guess I should.
Since launch.
It took me 2 years to get one from Forge, and that's the only one.
I guess I should. The two that I got in the past 2 months, I should just shut up.
Yeah, you should shut up, sir.
I've bought every other precursor. I've bought 6 precursors.
I technically have held within my inventory 3 individual precursors, but I sold 2 to buy the third, and then I gave that to my wife. So.
You guys remember, if there was a while there where you guys were funneling me short bows to put in the Mystic Forge, like I was doing everything I could do to.
And then your husband bought you the lover, and it was like a week, and he's like, "Aren't you going to log into Guild Wars 2 and check your mail?"
Well, it was when they were updating, and Dragon Age had just come out. There were reasons.
Yeah, and even chat say like Robin's saying, they bought their precursors, never got a drop in 3 years. Yeah, like I said, I'm rounding up, even though it's ridiculous to round up after 35 days, saying 2 months.
Yeah.
Because that's like a month and 5 days.
Yeah.
So, but and that's the thing, and this was something that Krista was telling me when she was talking in Lions Arch map chat one day. They were talking about precursors and legendaries, and I was at work, so she was telling me, and it's one of those things where it's like the old legendaries weren't legendary.
Yeah.
There was nothing invested in them other than I finally got my precursor, now to drop another 600 gold on this thing.
Well, collecting a lot of the things was a pain in the butt, and it took time. But yeah,
it wasn't never like anything specific. There was no story to it.
Yeah.
It's like, why am I doing this now? With Nevermore, it's you have to find a Raven spirit.
Oh, I love Nevermore.
Raise a raven. You have to somehow merge the two together. It's a big deal. Like there's stuff involved. It makes sense in a lore.
It's a legendary journey for a legendary.
So making them a guaranteed process to get them, but also making them harder at the same time, I think it's perfectly fine.
Yeah. No, That is one area where I think people have no, like, it's just stupid. I don't know what they expected.
Nobody
at
has
all.
patience.
Yeah, just. I mean,
it's
is there
almost
anything
like
else?
they're giving you stuff to do, like over a
Mhm.
course of a year. I mean,
Content?
Yeah, it's
giving you goals in the game. I mean,
and yeah, that's the
Which
funny thing is a lot
that
of
people always complained about was there were no real goals in the game. There was nothing to work to. So
And-
they gave you all these goals, and now people are freaking out.
well, yeah, and I think that's the funny thing is like Friday and this morning, I've been in our chat and hearing a lot of people going, "There's nothing to do," because it's literally like, here's all this stuff, and you're like, which way? What do I go? Like,
Somebody really say there's nothing to do?
well, I meant in
no,
the sense like there's so
it was
many
code.
things they don't know which way to go.
There was
Oh,
code.
okay.
Like,
Alright.
so
I logged in briefly while I was at work and code says, I'm bored already. I don't know what to, and Chris is like, what? You shut up and go away. And he's like, no, it's the ADD kind of board where it's like there's too much to do, so I don't know what to do.
Okay, that's fine.
Between
Yeah.
all of the maps
it's a good
and
problem.
Halloween,
But I mean,
There's
let's
a
not
lot of
like
stuff.
end the hot launch on a bad note. Like, what are some of the features that maybe they didn't even talk about or add that you think it's like, oh, like, thank you, that was brilliant. I already know mine. If you guys needed time to think,
Go.
I don't know.
Uh, I noticed it right in the login screen. Like, I'm not a fan of the panel. Like, I
Yes,
like the old
that's
thing,
true.
but they show your professions
Yes, I noticed that just today. I
or
was
your
like, oh my
crafting
God.
discipline. Sorry,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
always showed your professions.
The crafting, yeah. That is fantastic.
And it also showed me how many times I misclicked when I was trying to use a crafting discipline master as a vendor.
You know what I like? I also like, and this is a very, very, very small thing, but, you know, sometimes I like taking pictures of my character on the login screen because the way it's set up and the lighting there is good so that you can get a good picture of your things or whatever that you wanted to show somebody. It was
Mhm.
just perfect because sometimes finding a place in the game where it shows in good lighting is kind of difficult. Now, if you sit there and you just let it sit for a second, all of the UI goes away and you can just take this picture with nothing on there except your character and the nice little background.
really?
Oh,
Huh.
It's really nifty. I was like, wow, it's a really small thing, but it was like, I really appreciate that. That's awesome.
After 3 minutes, I think your character should just start dancing.
I would say random emotes would be good.
hmm
Drop random emotes there. That'd be pretty cool.
The legendary crafting collection's all bugged. I know that Howler had a bug. I saw that on the forums, but I'm not sure about the rest.
Oh, that's not good. That's the one
I
I'm
haven't
actually trying to
gotten
get.
them unlocked, so.
I'm
yeah,
sure
I
we
want the
fixed
hauler
it.
too.
actually, I'm glad Chad said that they added consume all for some items like luck. And
Really?
if you're not part of our guild or in our Discord, a couple nights before, our friend of the show, Aaron, you know,
Anticipated.
they had a special thing on Guild Mag where he opened up all his silver waste
Thousands.
boxes, and I think he ended up with like 4 full stacks and and some chain, like another stack
Yeah.
but not full of. And this is after he combined all of his luck of like the exotic type luck. So literally Thursday night, we just hear as he's talking in behind him, click 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 click.
He's clicking through all the luck.
Honestly, when I was at work and saw the patch notes, I had the biggest grin about that one, where it's like you could right click and consume all.
Did you tweet him and say, guess what?
I was so tempted to.
I felt
But-
so bad for him. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh.
No.
I was laughing. So yeah, I'm so glad someone reminded me about that in chat. So like,
I felt so bad.
I cheat and use a macro on my keyboard, so.
Actually,
I have it set up
there was
so
one thing I did like. It's in the new map. I think it's in Central Tyria too, but it's like there's indicators on ground level and ceiling level of
Yeah.
where things are. I really like that
And
because
how far above or below they are
Yeah.
from you.
yeah, because when you're exploring in Heart of Maguma, you get lost trying to find things, and that really helps. Really
There's been a lot of just general map upgrades that came with this in a lot of ways that I really appreciate. It makes it so
Like-
much easier to find your way.
Map completion for South Sun and Silver Wastes and Drytop,
Hmm.
including and also the return of map completion rewards
Yeah.
in the new zones as well. So I can actually see a percentage completion of what I need to find. It turns out I'm missing 1 point of interest on my my Elementalist in Silver Wastes.
Oops. It's always the
At least that's-
POIs.
Yeah.
Well, to be honest, I still haven't finished Season 2 on my Elementalist.
Oh.
I'm literally on the last chapter.
Silly.
I'll say, actually, the funny thing is, on the Necro I'm playing, he has not done personal story or living story. But he's in Heart of Thorns.
Just
Good
do the
job.
whole thing.
Did you unlock Reaper?
I'm working on it. Hence why I did
Are
not
you
want to
mad
stop.
You can't have all of it.
Yo. Actually,
Oh,
that
boy.
was part of it.
That was part of the complaints, yeah. Actually
Yeah.
having to unlock the elite specialization.
Yeah, because if you don't know, the elite specialization you need to have all these regular specializations fully unlocked. Which that's technically just getting to 80 because you have enough hero points to do that.
Well, I think part of the reason for that came in with the whole deciding that you would have enough points if you just leveled to 80.
Yes.
Because with that in mind, it makes complete sense that you would need to unlock all of those.
Yeah. And so to get everything in the new specializations, you need 400 hero points, which sounds like a lot because regular Tyria map completion, like core Tyria before Heart of Thorns, was 100.
Colin said that the most that you could have going into the expansion was 219.
Oh, I think my Guardian
If
had
you
that.
unlocked it, everything.
Yeah.
I had 210. I was
I
happy
had
about
214, I think.
Nice. You're almost there, Age.
I know.
But and you're thinking, well, how the heck am I gonna get that? Well, in Heart of Thorns, hero challenges will reward you with 10 hero points, correct? So
Yes.
Yep.
theoretically, if you're just doing Heart of Thorns for it, you need to do 40 of them, and
And there
don't-
are
there's
100 skill challenges in Heart of
Something
Thorns?
like that.
Or
Yeah, so-
hero challenges?
so there's
So,
There's a lot.
Okay. Here's the thing, though.
Uh-oh.
So I was I log in day one. I'm happy. I log in on each of my characters just to get the elite specs in, and then I focus on my Daredevil, and then I realize I don't get any of my special dodges.
Yeah.
And that was a big problem for me
Yeah.
because everyone else has access to something awesome. Like Reaper has Reaper Shroud, Tempest has Overloads. I have just the extra dodge, and it doesn't really warrant using Daredevil. No, you be quiet. This is my
got
turn.
your staff.
This is my
You
turn.
got your staff.
Everyone has a weapon.
No, the dodging is a big deal for the Daredevil. For the Tempest, I'm having a similar problem because I didn't do a lot of map completion on her, so I could literally only just unlock it, which sounds great, but I can equip it, but I don't get any of the bonuses in the specialization line, which are pretty huge for the Tempest, and I had to actually take it out because it's not worth using right now. It hurt too much to do it in the new areas.
It's
So, I
kind of
can
hard to
commiserate.
play with partial specialization unlock.
mhm.
With Reaper, I was fine actually.
Well,
Yeah, it
with,
depends on them and
Yeah,
how
it
far
depends
you can
on what it
unlock
is.
it.
And I was gonna say, and Carniface was saying in chat, and I completely forgot about. They also have World v World ones that are gonna also add to that number. So yeah, I completely forgot about World v
Oh
World.
my god, the change to World v World being able to get your hero points in there, I never expected them to do that, but that's amazing. I'm so happy for
it's actually and Sherdale brings up the fact that, and this was actually in the complaints thread too, that hero challenges in HoT are much harder, and normally they are kind of problematic because they're usually group events. Like one of the ones was what are the arrowheads, the dinosaurs that roll?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like me and Krista, we just kind of walked into an area, and it's like, oh, hey, there's a champion one, and it turns out it was for a hero challenge. Well, that's a group event. You can't solo that.
Yeah.
But if you're looking to play by yourself, you can go into World v World and you can do the whole purchase thing for a Heart of Thorns, for a Maguma hero challenge.
Well, the other complaint is that a lot of the challenges you can't get to without certain masteries and stuff, which I understand. Like, if you just want to go through and get those so you can get further into your elite spec, that's frustrating. But at the same time, like, that's kind of the whole point. Like, that's what they're there for. It's supposed to be like
Metroidvania.
Yeah.
It's just, going back to Malthanis's point, it's just, I understand that it's supposed to be a group event for some of the challenges, but the thing is, though, over time, less people will probably be in those areas. That's just been proven in MMOs. And
that depends entirely on how well they designed the metas.
Yeah,
I haven't done much because, we were just exploring, but if you've got people that are in the area, like, for example, in Auric Basin, the champion Arrowhead that me and Krista ran into, that's near one of the settlements. So if you're standing in a settlement where the events and meta chains start, you will see that pop up. So depending on how well that goes and how well the map rewards work out, that people, are actually in the area, they want to get the map rewards, so they're doing the events so they can get the map completion or the map participation percentage up. And Sherdale brings up a point, is champ trains. I mean, they're not going to give you, I don't think they give you loot.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't think the champions from them give you a loot.
But
I think
I understand people doing, well, some of them there are 15 of them that are repeatable, is what the patch notes said. That are daily repeatable that can get you new rewards from.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think in general they want to get rid of the whole champ train kind of thing. They seem to be designing to make that not a good idea.
I don't know, but to get to some of those, that would be a cool scene, just seeing like everybody gliding over.
And then Carnifex also brings up a point, is that mega servers kind of help out with that.
Yeah.
And also, remember, we're in all level 80 zones.
I'm just saying that there are factors that we'll have to wait.
It's a little limited.
Yeah, I'll have to wait and see. I'm worried. I'm not like for certain saying it's not gonna work out. I'm just saying I'm worried.
Well, and it's like sometimes it's like, yes, it's group content. They're also trying to stress the importance of guilds, like being with like people you want to play with. And I do know there are people that want to play solo. That's fine, and there are ways, and hopefully maybe one or two of the repeatable ones can I'm kind of on the fence about this, but possibly repeatable or something like that, because of then people just farm that one. But it's grab some friends, or like today I met a couple of cool people and we were just like, oh, let's go to this one. And I was like, and unfortunately I had to start setting up them for the show because they were going to another one. I was like, I really got to get off. Like,
you met people in the game? Oh my
I
god.
know.
Well,
Yeah.
like Colin said, is we're one of the friendliest MMO communities in the business right now, and call out in map chat, hey, anyone want to come over and help with this hero challenge?
Yeah.
And then again, like I said, even if you don't want to do that, if you don't want to talk in map chat, if you just don't want to deal with it, with waiting, go to World v World, buy the the HoT scroll things, and you can just run around with a Zerg.
Mm-hmm.
Do WW stuff, follow a commander's orders, and you're fine. I realize that some people might not like World versus World, but that's one of the things where people are like, I don't want to play that content. You're intentionally segregating yourself from a third of the game, so I don't know what to say about that.
But oh, go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say it could be an option to choose not to go World versus World, but I feel like.
But I just think with the, like Carnif is saying, with mega servers, but also on top of that, how many zones total do we have in Heart of Thorns? 4. So 4 zones where you have to be in there and get experience from there for masteries.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of
everything you do counts.
Yeah, so it's like, it might be harder in some areas, but it's like and on top of that, having a guild it's like they'll probably be like, oh yeah, I'll go over there, because even if it was like a level 70 zone, I could get downscaled and it would give me experience towards it. Or so, I think they did the best they have with their systems. Whether it's going to pan out really depends on the community. I mean,
Oh, and about like leveling up your masteries, PSA, like eat food, use kits, like use boosters, use everything. Those make a huge difference and all increase your XP, and every XP you get goes through your masteries. So
yeah,
like,
when you said that this morning, I was like, oh yeah, I have those experience things.
Oh no!
I have not used them.
I
yeah.
just realized mine are wasting away as I'm AFK. Oh well.
Don't worry, by the time you get back in, you'll have to log out for the patch that someone was saying earlier. I mean, is there any other things you could think of about the launch and like just the Heart of Thorns launch stuff? Because I mean, that's not all the content that came out on Friday.
This is freaking amazing. I mean,
I could
just
talk
going
about
back to-
guild hall claiming if you want.
Oh yeah, sure. It's
No.
Yeah, I can too.
Oh, you did it? Which one
I
did
did
you guys do?
The one you like.
Oh, see, how does it work out like this? So,
Oh
for my
well,
guild,
well, we had a competition and like two people were the champions and they each were assigned a camp and like whoever won.
nice. Yeah, so my other guild did Gilded Hollow, which was really cool. Basically, there were, I don't know if it's similar in Lost Precipice, but there were 3 different spots where 3 different things would spawn 5 times, and you had to go and kill them relatively close within a time limit. And that happened over and over. And then there was a last spawn of 3 things that were stronger things, and then everybody had to kill it. Was it
Okay.
pretty similar?
Ours was pretty similar. Yeah, the first instance of like killing certain there are vine tamers and then you had to kill like the big worm thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had a legendary champion to kill. Like ours was a axe dude. And holy crap, he did so much damage.
Yeah,
Axe dude.
yeah. The last guy for us, we had to have like range people keeping him, facing him, and the rest of us tried to stay behind him because if you were close to him and in front of him, it was like, oh my god, I'm dead.
He does like this whirling thing.
Mhm.
That's it. Yeah, I fought that one too. And the axe person is what he does is just he rotates in a circle and just cleaves everyone. So you have to like get out.
Oh, so he's like the one foreman in Aetherpath.
Basically,
Yes.
think of a warrior rampaging times 10.
Oh, joy.
Fun.
Do they get? Oh, never mind.
I liked it. I liked the whole claiming thing in general. It was a lot of fun. My only concern is that, so when I did it, I think there were about 30 people doing it, and there were 3, like we basically split into 3 different groups to go tackle everything at the same time. I don't know how it's going to scale with less people. I know somebody had said that it's supposed to scale down to so you could do it with 5 people. I'm thinking like if it's still 3 spawn points, even if they have a lot less health, that's going to be pretty hard. So I don't know if they did it with less health and less spawn points, that would be doable. But if they kept the 3 spawn points, I feel like that might be kind of.
How many people
pushing
did you have there?
We had 30.
Okay.
I think we had around 20, 25, and we had 2 spawn points. So it
Oh,
wasn't
you had 2. Okay. All right, so maybe they do reduce the number of spawn points, so that's a good thing, because that was my concern. I was like, if they kept the same number of spawn points, even like making them really a lot weaker would still make it really difficult for smaller guilds. But awesome, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't solo guild claim it. It's just not going to be happening.
Yeah, I'm gonna do one for Corgi Brigade eventually, and I'll have to bribe some people to help me.
Yeah. I'll give people like a section of my guild hall just so they can have it for themselves and they can decorate and stuff.
Nice.
I think that's a fair choice.
Sell plots.
Yeah, I think overall it's been a solid launch, like we said at the beginning, and it's. I mean, of course, there's people complaining, but I don't think that's ever gonna stop.
No.
I'm sorry, you have to play the game. I'm just.
I already paid for it. Why do I have to play it? This is ridiculous. What were you gonna say?
I was gonna ask you actually, weren't you like at some point you're like maybe one of the things they held back from us and didn't tell us was Tengu. Maybe we'll get that.
Oh, that would have been awesome. I would have
I
rolled
think I said that as a
Revenant
joke,
Hands,
but
man.
As awesome as that would be, I don't see it happening with the story right now.
Yeah. Well, I was saying it's not
In
gonna
like
happen, but Dale was like, no, it
Yeah,
can
I
happen.
think I said that mostly as a joke, but
Okay.
Maybe if like near the end of the expansion, like I don't know, some giant Mordramoth vine wave rips open the wall at some
Like
point.
now you can't stay behind your wall.
well, I was gonna say I do have some theories that I think after we deal with Mordramoth, there is a plausibility of having more Tengu presence. I don't think that means we get them as playable. Who knows what but there's more of a plausibility story wise. But don't know if we have time to get into that. But yeah, that wasn't the only thing that launched Friday. They also gave us Halloween. And we talked about it last week. The nice thing is they are giving us the dungeon from year one, which was Ascent to Madness. Basically, it's kind of like a quick dungeon, but it's just mainly a boss fight with the Mad King.
Quick question. Where's the entrance to that? How are they doing that?
It's just one of the doors in Lion's Arch with
Lion's Arch,
the labyrinth and the clock tower.
Okay. I was curious because in the first year, what happened was the Mad King had spawned out of the lion statue and you jumped in the hole, and that's how you got in.
Yeah,
So they couldn't do that now.
I love that video.
Mm-hmm.
That was
I
such
loved
a nice...
doing it. It was cool.
I remember being there, and it's like,
whoa.
But also, like we said, the Mad King's clock tower is back. The jumping puzzle. Has anybody attempted that, or have they really been focusing on Heart of Thorns?
I've been Heart of Thorns focused.
Today is the first day I've really had to actually play, but I'm gonna have to change focus to Halloween stuff because I actually do like a lot of the stuff they have available.
Yeah, me
I
too.
just have to.
Well, on top of that, they added things to vendors. Like I think they even put like new glove pieces that are shackles, which cost like 6 candy corn cobs. You can get Gwynifred, but that's 100 candy corn cobs. But it's no longer RNG, so you know, ups and downs for that one. I don't know how do you guys feel about that? Where it's no longer RNG, but
I'm happy.
That's fine.
Okay.
It's the closest thing to a corgi pet in the game, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. People like MMO inks who open like thousands of trick-or-treat bags are like...
Oh, I was gonna say, I think I was laughing because I did watch your stream when you guys were trying to take Lost Precipice, and when I literally tuned in, I heard MMO Inks talking about, he's like, I gave Drubert 1,000 freaking candy corn, like flipping out about that. So yeah, surprise, surprise, Drubert's kind of back. Maybe only temporary.
Achievement points.
Yes. But also in the trick-or-treat bags, they added some new Halloween skins. And there is a Karka helm. I think the next one is Nest. It is a scepter. Nightwing, which will be a pistol. The Pumpkin Smasher, which is a hammer. And Vasago, which is an axe. And that one right there is that's the axe. So
I was gonna say, it kind of looks like it would be an axe.
yeah. Honestly,
the axe is kind of like a cheap version of the legendary axe.
I honestly, I thought it was the torch when we saw the teaser picture from last week, and you guys were like, "Oh no, that's a new skin." I was like, "Oh, I thought that was Incinerator, just not blowing smoke or blowing flames at the time." But
it's odd because my other guild was talking about having a Karka helmet, like just like that. It's kind of
Facehugger Karka helmet.
Yeah, it's just kind of weird. And I was actually going to save up my trick-or-treat bags and open them at the end, but when I saw Nightwing, I'm like, spam open all of them. Because I'm getting the legendary pistol, but that's going to be like my supplement.
Yeah.
But in the end, I did get Pumpkin Smasher, and I'm going to hold on to that for now.
Oh, nice.
Nice. Yeah, these are tradable, so if you don't want to take RNG into your hands, you can always go on the what is it? Trading post. That's it.
Post.
Yeah. Sorry. That's what I meant. The torch. Did I say incinerator at one?
Yeah.
No, I
did.
said blowing fire.
You did, but you did say incinerator.
Oh, I did. Okay.
Also, incinerator does blow fire, so
Yeah.
All right. I don't know.
We're 100% wrong.
Okay. But yeah. So it's a small patch in the sense of Halloween. Like we're not getting all the stories from previous years.
I'm just amazed we have it.
Yeah. Like we talked about
they
last
had
week.
to put something in for people who don't have HoT, who are free to play or who have not purchased Heart of Thorns.
Yeah.
They can't just say, "Well, I guess you guys don't get content anymore."
Well, to be fair, they weren't planning on it. I know we talked about it last week. I unfortunately don't have those notes anymore. One of the devs was staying after night, kind of. Was it? Who was it?
I think it was Izzy.
It was
Yeah.
It was Izzy.
Yeah,
Izzy,
and yeah, we
Izzy
mentioned.
saved Halloween.
Yeah, exactly. Like we talked about it
Good job,
last
Izzy.
week. Yeah. So they kind of weren't like they wanted to, but they didn't have the resources. So yeah,
Well, that's what I said at PAX Prime. There were a couple. I think it was. I don't remember who it was, but somebody reported that Colin said they were definitely going to do Halloween, and I was like, I don't know if he actually said that, and because everybody I talked to said they would like to, but they weren't sure if they would be able to.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, so Izzy saved Halloween. He should get a special like skin that's makes him what's his face, the Nightmare. Was it the Nightmare
Jack?
Before Christmas? Yeah, that's it.
Jack Pumpkinhead.
Yeah.
Do you have the picture of the shoulder item you can get?
I don't.
That's-
I used to have. I had the
Nice.
video, but not on here anymore. But
Damn, that's what I want. It looks really
yeah,
cool.
and that's the thing. Some people are trying to figure out how to make it. I think people figured out stage 1 of it already,
Yeah. they
and it involves like
working on stage
Batwing. I know powerful or the blood. I forget the other two. I think it was a stack of mystic coins, and I forget what the 4th item of it was. But
A stack of mystic coins. Jeez.
Yeah.
did.
Which makes me sad because I just sold like all of my mystic coins trying to get money to buy the damask I needed to ascend my backpack before Heart of
Yes.
Thorns because I really wanted that to be done.
Bloodstone Bricks was the last one.
oh, Bloodstone
And-
bricks. Okay.
And Glacial Lodestones is part of the second one stage.
So yeah, hopefully figure that out before Halloween's over.
Yeah, really.
Uh,
They usually run this for what, 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Relatively, yeah.
Okay.
I wouldn't
Plenty
be
of it.
surprised if they did it like 3 weeks or so because just to give more time with everything that's been going on.
Yeah.
hmm
I
And-
bought the Batwings
Nice.
because
Oh, nice.
it's a RNG drop, so I didn't want to like waste Halloween worrying about it. So yeah.
But you know that means you're going to get it at some point.
But of course, like any update, they did give us gem store and Black Lion goodies. And some of the Black Lion goodies are the improvised weapon skins. I'm kind of curious of what you guys think of these like weapons. Like
They're
for example,
amusing.
that
Yeah.
bottle's a dagger. Like
I mean, it's funny, but
Well, to be fair, most of the Black Lion weapons that have come out recently have been more quote-unquote serious. So a silly set, I don't see a problem with.
yeah, like the saw right there
the
is a
bandsaw
short bow.
I mean, come on, that's pretty funny.
I kind of like the idea, like the shield was a broken chair. Like I just imagine like it was a bar like maybe this is a tease for bar brawl.
Maybe.
I mean,
Honestly, I kind of want the hammer, just a little bit, because it's an
the-
anvil on a stick. So
yeah, chat's saying they don't see too many people buying those. I'm gonna buy a cut. Like I'm tempted to buy a couple of them, but some of them, like I'm not a fan of the pistol that you're seeing right now. I find the horn humorous, but I'm probably not gonna buy it. Like
yeah.
I kind of like the idea of the sword because it's like a broken window frame. I don't use a sword that much, so it's like that'd probably be like one of the ones I want to get, but probably will, wait on. But yeah, some of those I think are just absolutely hilarious and are as what they are, improvised weapons. Like I could just see someone ripping it off the place, be like, let's do this.
Yeah.
The greatsword's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Let's just tie a bunch of gears to a stick and hope that works.
Mhm.
Oh, I thought there were a lot of, like
Saw blades.
circular saw blades.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's probably what it is. I was just thinking gears for some reason.
Either way, though, really. Could be a bludgeoning greatsword.
Well, in the gem store, they also gave us for Halloween a Batwing glider. Now, the interesting thing with this is it's a back piece and also a glider. So it's a set for 700 gems. And you're probably wondering, oh, I wish they would have did that to, some of those other wing back pieces. Well, if you have the white wings or black feathered wing back pieces, I think if you have it equipped, go talk to a scout in Heart of Thorns, and they will give you the glider version of those back pieces.
Not if you have just the skin put on, but if you have the back item?
No, it's just the skin.
Okay.
Like
Yeah, because
I have
when you buy it from the
dynamic-
gem store, it's not an actual item.
Because I use the dynamic spinal blades,
Mhm.
and I went and talked to the guy, and I know I have the skin unlocked in my account, and he didn't say anything, so I reskinned my back piece real quick. I didn't even have it visible, and I talked to him, and after he did the whole, the scout talks over the map thing, it pops up another bit of dialogue that's like, hey, I see you have, that back piece, and I could totally take some feathers from that and make a glider, and then you get the glider skin.
Nice.
So,
And chat's saying they hope they do that with the spinal back piece. I thought that at first.
that'd be pretty cool.
I hope it's not like it'd have to maybe have like jets coming off the where the exhaust is, because it'd just be weird if you were gliding with the basically shards of metal. Like it's like, how are you getting any kind of gliding off that?
Yeah.
I don't know if what if they projected a holographic wing?
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
Be cool.
Scarlet and her holograms, man.
What about the butterfly wings, Dale? What if I want to be a beautiful little butterfly flying in the breeze?
That would be awesome.
Hold on, I have to tell Christy you just said that.
If I'll
Hey,
say
he
if
wants to be a
that's the
beautiful
case,
butterfly.
if that's the case, Edge, they work. Just go equip them and jump off the highest cliff.
You can view whatever you want to be, Age.
Can you buy them for me? I actually don't have them.
Can we start a collection round? If you promise to jump off a cliff with them on,
Sure.
Can we pass around a collection and get this going?
I get butterfly wings on here.
Shush, chat. Don't read chat. They don't know what they're talking about. It's definitely the butterfly wings. It'll work. Trust me.
One thing about the glider skins that I noticed, and I haven't looked too far into it, so I'm not sure if this is 100% right, but it seems like the glider skins are character bound rather than account bound. So, like, if you have a glider skin on one character, your other characters wouldn't have.
That's going to be something. If that's the case, then it's a bug, and it's going to get changed real quick.
I was like, that really kind of bothers me. I don't like that.
Well, it has to be a bug because literally everything else with the wardrobe is account bound. And that's
True.
basically an extension of the wardrobe system. So if that's how it works, then it's got to be a bug.
Okay.
Yeah.
And going back to the Batwings, I actually do like them, and I might very well buy them because they look really cool, just as a back piece. Especially since they mount to your back much lower, like how the wings would actually work if they were on a human-sized person.
I'll say chat's saying they are account bound.
Well,
They
that's the
have to be.
item that you get. So before, like, say the ones that you got with the expansion, the item that you had to click to unlock the glider was account bound. So I clicked it on my elementalist, and she's flying around using them. Then I switched to my ranger, and she didn't have access to the.
Oh, that's a bug then.
That's
Yeah,
what
I
I'm
was-
saying.
It might be because clearly, like what Carnifex is saying, is that he's using the same glider for multiple people.
Okay. So I
I'm
found a
guessing-
bug. Yay!
And you
Yeah.
might want to double check it since they just did
Yeah.
a new build, and if it's still that way, bug report.
Yeah.
And
Right.
and
That's
chat
what
is saying
it bothered me a bit. I was like, I should be able to do this.
and chat is saying while not all the gliders are dyeable, the default glider is, and also it makes for a great segue because another thing in the gem store is the Crystal Arbiter Appearance Pack, which is 2,000 gems, and it has a ton of stuff. First off, you get an outfit,
Which actually
and that's
looks
just kind of
pretty
showing the dye channels. That's, you know.
good. Ignore the
I
colors.
don't like it.
Well,
Yeah, it's-
I'm just saying about the armor. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it looks good.
And like I was saying, it also gives you a glider, which actually has 2 dye channels on that one. So right now, the default glider and this glider that you get from this pack are, I think, the only 2 dyeable ones. Could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure.
No,
on that.
the wings aren't dyeable.
No.
And the Heart of Thorns one isn't. It's a really pretty green that has trails coming off though, so that's
It's
awesome.
very pretty. Hey, I'm with Mordremoth.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Don't hurt me or shoot me down, please. Thank you.
Yeah.
Which is actually a war crime.
And the last part
You're
you,
infiltrating.
the last part you get in this pack is the Arbiter, or the Immortal weapons,
Yeah.
which you only get to pick one. And there's right now no other way to get them.
Oh.
So how do you guys feel about that? That you can
Well-
only get one of these?
The news post on their website says this is your first opportunity to get
Oh.
one of these weapons.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'm assuming they're going to make it
Yeah,
available in some other fashion.
Yeah, I was gonna say, by looking at it, because they call this the Crystal Arbiter Appearance Pack, the only 2 things that are called Crystal Arbiter are the outfit and glider. So they might be trying to put these in packs of things to maybe entice people to buy,
Well,
these packs.
Honestly, for 2,000 gems, getting the outfit, the glider, and your choice of these weapons, I'd say that's I don't know about the price point specifically. If you really like it, you really like it, and you'll buy it.
Yeah.
But generally speaking, I like the idea of them doing this pack idea.
I wouldn't be surprised if the Crystal Arbor weapons came back as like Black Line ticket items or something.
Yeah. I'm thinking that's actually pretty smart if they do this in the future. Just have packs like this, and then have weapons. You already know what weapons they're gonna have, and then you can save up Black Line tickets if they come in future.
Instead of
That-
just saving Black Lion tickets in
I
general.
was saying, and that's what chat was saying. Like maybe these will be in a Black Line chest. So I do like that if it's like a preview thing, and like I hope they would maybe say like, oh, it's a bonus thing and like a preview thing. Or I hope they don't try to put this in other packs, because my one thing was that I thought of was they kind of did say they wanted to steer away from putting weapons and armor in the gem store. They wanted the gem store to be outfits,
Yeah.
and the game is where you got that. So if this is just like maybe a preview, like, hey, it's gonna be a Black Line chest thing, ticket thing, then
don't-
that's cool. But
I don't have too much of an issue with seeing certain weapons and armor in the gem store, just so long as it's not the majority of it.
Well, like, I don't have an issue if it's just like the skins. Like, I don't care if there's skins on there for people to buy that way. Like, I don't want all of them to be there. That would be awful.
Right, because then, how else are you going to get new stuff?
yeah, and, even chat
See.
saying there's also the character Headstart pack, which was 3,500 gems. I actually totally overlooked that because I wasn't worried about Headstart. And
I think
I feel like they added more to it.
Yeah.
I think one of my other guildmates bought it, and I think it gave him gliding off the bat.
oh,
Wow.
I think so. I need to double
That
check
seems
that.
weird to me.
yeah, that's
A little bit. That might have been a bug.
Maybe, or maybe
I
just
don't know.
gave-
Like,
I don't know.
honestly,
I'm gonna have to double check that.
your first level of mastery, it's not like it particularly takes that long. So,
True.
oh no, a free mastery level, your first mastery level, you can't even progress in the story until you finished gliding. So,
But it does set a weird precedent. I always look at things as like a slippery slope. Like
Yeah, I could be
You're
wrong
a
about
big
that.
fan of the slippery slope, Dale.
that could be the context.
But yeah, I think the last thing up is moving from in-game swag to real life swag. They put out I think coupled with I Am 8-Bit, they are putting out the profession shirts and also a cute little Quaggan plushie, and they also have like I think posters of. I saw a Centaur poster. I think I saw a Shatterer poster. Like there's there's a couple like wall decoration stuff, but also like the profession shirts and also that cute little Quaggan plushie. And you'll never hear me say that frickin' again. Ugh. So,
Do you want to know what they were called in development?
fodder.
No.
Oh.
Colin actually mentioned it in the stream before launch. So it had something to do with poo. I remember that much.
Who?
So the development name for Quaggan was poo something until they actually came up with the name Quaggan.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. Okay.
Kind of just laughed and thought of Deo because he would have enjoyed that.
Quaggan plushie. I want to hug it.
So I mean, would you guys be? It sounds like Robin's gonna be picking up the Quaggan plushie. Would you guys pick
I
up?
might.
I was gonna say, would you guys pick up that, or maybe a shirt, or?
I want all the things.
I might get the Guardian shirt.
Yeah.
And then the Quaggan plushie would probably find a home on Krista's desk.
I wish the Ranger shirt wasn't yellow. That makes me mad.
I think it's like a.
Forest green.
Yeah,
Oh,
it might
it's
just
a-
look
it
bad
looks
with the
yellow.
backdrop,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Okay. If it's not actually the yellow, that's all right.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think
not
it's-
It's like
yellow.
a green.
Yeah.
It's almost like a green that's like behind you, like on your on the upper part of your wall, like a
Oh, okay.
It looks dark on the site, so.
yeah.
Cool. That's okay then.
Yeah, I think they kind of stuck with like the generic color scheme of the profession itself,
Mm-hmm.
relatively. But yeah, I mean, it's more of a short show just because a lot of stuff that they were leading up to became basically active in the game. I mean, because it launched.
Everything that we've been spending, the past few months going over our time on is now a reality, and
Mhm.
that's about it.
And basically me trying to force everybody to come on the show and not play the game while we were doing it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, really?
Yeah, not at all.
Sure.
Speaking of which, it's like 5 already.
Well, I mean, I was going to go to the outro until someone just started talking, I mean, do you have something to say, Robin? We can,
We can extend this a bit longer.
yeah.
I'd like to talk about PvP if you
I think you should
I
go
could-
jump
we could
off
do
a
that.
cliff.
I'm okay. I actually would like to talk about PvP because
Ah,
I actually enjoy that. And Age is actually, another guy.
We can save
I
PvP.
did PvP with Age this last week. It was a lot of fun.
That's true.
She's like, there, we talked about it. Can we move on?
You are cutting in my XP per hour
What
ratio.
did they?
I'm losing my boosters for this, okay? So, I'll just talk about it real quick because it actually coincides with guild missions too. Because the only reason I actually ran PvP yesterday because we had to do guild missions, and we did the PvP ones and the World versus World ones, and it was actually pretty good because the World versus World one made you hold a camp and then for 10 minutes. So when you capture a camp, the guard you have to kill to recapture it, has a 5-minute debuff, so you had to stay an extra 5 minutes to make sure that camp wasn't retaken. So that was really good.
Oh, so there's no more righteous indignation.
There's still righteous indignation. It's just for 5 minutes, but you have to stay the extra 5 minutes because the mission was hold the camp for 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's cool. I did hear also for like World versus World, depending on what missions you get for it, you can split up to different groups and have people on different maps, or even if you say have a guild that's across different servers, they can work on things in guild groups together separately, and it would both count.
Yeah, that's really nice. And World versus World looks pretty, by the way. Like it's as vast as like Heart of Maguma, and there's like different intricacies. It's really cool.
Really?
Yeah, it's like
I
going
haven't
back to that
explored
whole
it all
like,
yet, but-
here's all this content, and it's like, oh crap, we do a show on Saturday.
Yeah.
It's like,
I'll roll around on Monday, have fun there.
Well, I thought we should do the show while we're playing, so.
Yeah, okay, I'm done.
all right. Well, Jim, where can you be found?
I can be found on Twitter at MelthanisMMO.
And Age, where can you be found?
Twitch.tv/AgeNightRed, like all my links are pretty much there. And yeah, there you go.
Okay. And Robin, where can you be found?
Arlie82 on Twitch and Twitter, and on Gamebreaker I rate things, and that's about it.
Now, I do want to say, when we put the backdrop up for the end of the show, we're still doing a little bit of an after show with maybe more. So, Arlie, don't run away. You better not leave this call.
Just play on the side. No one will know.
And you can find me at simply_Deo on Twitter and Twitch. And if you are just tuning in at the tail end of this, you can we do have a VOD over on YouTube. It goes up. You can just search Talking Skritt on YouTube. It should be the first one that pops up. And they go live every Sunday at noon Eastern. If you are watching the VOD, you can watch us live every Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern Time, 1 p.m. Pacific, over at twitch.tv/TalkingSkrit. And people are already saying that someone's already logged in on this
It's
show.
a lie.
All right. And as always, we will see you in the game. Good night, everybody.
Everyone.